Well, as I was told, Dad donated some of his land to have the school built on because he was on the school board and very active in school affairs as a good neighbor and community person. So he donated the land and the school was built, and it was, like I mentioned earlier, about a quarter of a mile, I think, just east. That's east, isn't it, from our place? Anyway, and it was a nice two-room school with a divider in the middle, so you could do things as a group, like having a party, use the whole school, and then there was a kitchen area and the furnace area. And so we had teachers. Sometimes we'd have the same teacher for several years. I think I mentioned, was I talking on tape when I told about Mrs. Kerwin? I remember my favorite one I remember is Mrs. Kerwin, who taught us for years, and she would come. I can't remember where she lived. There was a little building there. Did she live in the building on the school grounds, or did she drive out? Anyway, sometimes we would see her putting on her long underwear after she got to school, because it was cold in the schools sometimes. And she always wore braids around her ears. For years we never saw anything but a braid curled around her ears, and we always kind of talked and joked like, we didn't even think she had ears. And but she was a strict teacher, but she loved the kids, and she would use a ruler on us if she needed to keep us in line and to get our attention. But she wanted us to be educated, and she was very strict and firm. We had recesses, and sometimes if we didn't come in back from recess on time, she would penalize us. I remember one time I was riding my bike and didn't get in for recess. This is actually a different teacher, Mrs. Shannon, and she made me ride my bike for punishment so many times around the school, like 100 times around the school or something. It was a penalty for not coming back, because I was playing around down on the bridge, which was close to the school, riding my bike back and forth on the bridge. But it was a great experience until we went to the Great Falls schools. When they closed the Manchester school, I had completed the 6th grade, and it was difficult going into the town schools in Great Falls because things were more organized, you might say, and it was myself hadn't learned to really study and to do all my homework like I should have, and it was a little harder getting into the public schools with a lot more students and less attention.